Hello JN Nation, happy Aromantic Awareness Week, and for this week's video, I'll be debunking misconceptions and myths of the Aromantic identity. My name is Jaden, which is obvious from what's on my channel name, and if you watch this video, and if you haven't, you should check it out. I think it's self-explanatory that I'm Aries, which is short for Aromantic Asexual. I feel no romantic and sexual attraction. Aromantic and asexual misconceptions are something I still see today in the Big 25, and I think I can still educate others on these misconceptions and myths. So here's a basic rundown of information if you're not sure what these words mean. I'll explain some later on in the video. Aromantic, lack of or experiences zero romantic attraction. This label can be used by someone who lacks romantic attraction or someone who completely feels zero romantic attraction. Asexual, experiences the lack or experiences zero sexual attraction. Like aromantic, this can be used by someone who lacks sexual attraction or experiences zero. These words are completely different, by the way. Being aromantic does not mean you're also asexual, and being asexual doesn't mean you're also aromantic. However, this does mean that there are people who do identify as aromantic and asexual, such as me, but not every asexual is aromantic, and not every aromantic is asexual. Allosexual does experience sexual attraction. Alloromantic does experience romantic attraction. Sexual orientation and romantic orientation is a spectrum, so you can go from zero sexual attraction to some or little or a lot. Identities like gray romantic, demisexual, demi-romantic, etc., there's a whole list of these identities are called A-spec identities, or someone would call himself A-spec. However, I will not be going on a full rundown of these identities. Maybe I will on another video, but this is just about myths and misconceptions. Anyway, so the first myth is all aromantic people are just heartless and cannot feel any human compassion. This is just plain wrong. Of course, not every person who is aromantic or on the arrow spectrum is a child of sunshine, but come on dude, add some nuance. I have seen this a lot in representation of aromantic and asexual characters, and I completely hate it. I am capable of having friendships, taking care of animals, and feeling all kinds of other attractions towards people. Yes, did you know there's different kinds of attraction other than romantic, sexual, and platonic? Emotional. Being drawn to someone based on their personality or inner qualities. This feeling can come along with platonic attraction or romantic attraction. For example, I am drawn to people who are funny and make me laugh. I am also drawn to people who are understanding and serious. Physical attraction. This type of feeling is not sexual or romantic. It's a desire for types of context that is not in the romantic or sexual context. For example, hugging your friend, petting your cat, fist bumping one of your friends. Aesthetic. The appreciation of someone's beauty with no romantic or sexual attraction alongside it. An example. I believe that Megan Fox is beautiful. I just simply believe she's beautiful and I appreciate her beauty. By the way, these attractions are something that can be felt by everyone. It's not just exclusive for A-spec people. I am not some cartoonishly evil character because my brain wiring makes me feel neither romantic or sexual attraction. This also goes for the aromantic people are not human or have something wrong with them. Guys, unfortunately, all aromantic people are indeed humans. I'm afraid that we are not aliens. Yeah, breaking news, guys. I'm also not a vampire like my Sona is. I know. This is really sad news to me, too. I really wish I was a vampire. Jokes aside, this myth is really mean and also extremely dehumanizing to people who are aromantic. We are people too, and this thinking is extremely bigoted. I don't think I need to explain that. Another myth is that an aromantic person is aromantic because they simply never dated someone before. Okay, this is just blatantly incorrect on so many levels. There are people outside the aromantic spectrum who have never dated, who are my age or even older. This also excludes Aries people who have previously dated or who are currently dating. And yes, aromantic people can date, but we will get to that later. People do not owe you their dating history just to prove whether or not they're aromantic. that is stupid. Your aromantic card doesn't get removed the minute you have dated someone in the past, and the aromantic police found that out. That's not how the world works, I'm afraid. Also, for the aromantic people can date, aromantic means also lack, and that means that aromantic people can be in a healthy relationship despite lacking or experiencing no romantic attraction. 3. Aromantic people hate romance in general. It varies on the person. An aromantic person can be romance indifferent, romance repulsed, romance negative, romance positive, or their opinion on romance fluctuates. By the way, repulsed and negative on the topic of romance are totally different things. I'll explain that in a bit. When an aromantic person is repulsed by romance, this means they do not see romance in their future or see themselves in a romantic relationship. In fact, seeing themselves in a romantic relationship makes them extremely uncomfortable. Kind of like how people are scared of spiders and do not want spiders as a pet. However, they're totally fine with the idea of people owning a spider as a pet. That's kind of what I would explain romance repulsed as. While someone who is romance negative just simply doesn't like romance in general. Someone who is romantic positive can also be romance repulsed. For example, I like shipping and fandoms, I like romance songs, and I like writing romance to my stories here and there. However, I do not see myself in a romantic relationship, and it makes me uncomfortable if I ever envision myself in one. And I simply do not see it in my future. So, yeah. And someone who's indifferent to romance just doesn't have much of an opinion on it. It's whatever. And someone's opinion on romance as an Aries person can fluctuate. However, this can be very nuanced. Some people can only like fictional characters and can see themselves only in a romantic relationship with a fictional character, but not in real life. Or they can be Lilith romantic, which is basically they do feel romantic attraction, but they do not want it to be reciprocated. Number 4, all aromantics are lying, damaged, or in denial about their romantic orientation. Some tasty aphobia. I'm not mentally ill because of my sexuality. I'm mentally ill from my trauma. And no, that trauma did not magically turn me into Aries. That's stupid. Being Aries or being aromantic isn't a condition I got from being and experiencing terrible events in my life. I am simply just born aromantic, and I don't think I should be saying, hey, I was born this way to make people see me as valid. I don't know other aromantic people who have experienced this, but I have constantly gotten this. You're just in denial and you're actually just a lesbian or a bisexual. Sigh. I think I need to explain this, but aromantic people are not attracted to men, women, non-binary people, and anyone in between. I simply am not attracted to anyone on this earth or was on this earth romantically, and that is fine. Also, this is just plain mean to say to someone who is aromantic or who's on the aromantic spectrum, because they're basically saying that they don't know anything about their identity at all, and apparently you're the sexuality expert and you only think that they're this certain identity. I'm gonna say this, you do not know someone's sexuality or their identity. You are not them. So do not tell them that they are something else. That is rude and mean, and don't do that. And this doesn't just go for aromantic people and arobac people. This goes for anyone. You wouldn't tell this to a straight person, right? So don't do this to us or any other queer member of the LGBT plus community. It's just blatantly rude and not okay. Number 5, aromantic people can be cured with the right person. It's okay, you'll say that and you'll find someone for you. That's great that you thought romance was not for you and it was completely hopeless until that person showed up. That's amazing, but aromantic people know that romance exists and they know that love is real. They're not saying love is not real. We're not putting our tinfoil hats on. We know it's real. The thing is that people's romantic orientations can't be quote-unquote fixed or quote-unquote cured. That's not how life goes. Here are some popular misconceptions that I have debunked. I'm pretty sure there is a lot more that needs to be debunked. So, I don't know. If you have seen something or experienced something in your life as an aromantic person or just an aspec person, and a misconception or myth you see a lot that I did not cover, feel free to put it in the comment section. That would be really helpful too. Anyways, I hope that was helpful for you, whether that is you're like writing an aromantic character and you want to write the character correctly, or you want to understand yourself better and your identity, or you just want to be a good ally to your arospec friends. Anyway, subscribe to this channel if you found this information helpful. I'll be signing off. Goodbye.